somewhere in Oshino, Japan. It's 3:17 a.m. A factory is running at full speed. Machines are moving. Products are being built. Parts are being assembled with surgical precision. But if you walked inside right now, you would hear nothing. You would see no one, no workers, no managers, no security guards, not even a single light switched on. Just robots. Building other robots in complete darkness. This is not science fiction. This is not a future prediction. This is FANUC, Japan. Right now, today. And this factory runs like this for 30 days straight, without a single human stepping inside. Welcome to the age of ghost factories. And the question nobody wants to answer, what happens to us? Let's be clear about what we're talking about. A ghost factory, also called a dark factory or lights out factory, is a fully automated manufacturing facility. No humans on the floor, no lights needed, no breaks, no salaries, no complaints. Just machines, sensors, AI systems, and robotic arms, working 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And here's what will shake you. This is not an experiment anymore. Right now, across the world, Xiaomi in China has an 860,000 square foot facility, 11 fully automated production lines, producing one smartphone every 3 seconds. Human workers? Nearly zero on the floor. Foxconn, the company that makes your iPhone, in 2016 replaced 60,000 workers overnight with robots in a single factory in Kunshan, China. Not slowly, not gradually, overnight. A SE Group in Taiwan handles semiconductor manufacturing, runs 56 lights-out factories simultaneously. BYD, the electric vehicle giant, uses full robotic systems for battery and chassis assembly. The factory floor has more robots than humans. Actually, it has only robots. And FANUC in Japan? They build robots using robots. The factory teaches itself, improves itself. Humans visit occasionally to check if everything is okay, like checking on a machine that no longer needs you. Now let's talk numbers, because numbers don't lie. And these numbers are brutal. China, the world's factory floor. In 2013, China had 115 million manufacturing workers. By 2025, that number dropped to below 85 million. That's 30 million jobs gone in 12 years. While China's exports hit record highs, they are producing more, exporting more, with 30 million fewer humans. In 2024, China deployed over 2 million factory robots, 54% of the entire global robot demand, in a single year. The global average is 141 robots per 10,000 workers. In China, 392 robots per 10,000 workers. Germany, 415. USA, 274 and climbing fast. And Gartner, one of the world's top research firms, says by 2026, 60% of manufacturers worldwide will adopt some version of this model. 60%. Not in 2050, not in 2040, 2026, this year. So the question is not if this is happening. The question is, how fast is it coming for your industry? Now I want you to stop looking at statistics for a moment and think about a person, a 43-year-old man. He has worked in a manufacturing plant for 19 years. He knows every machine, every sound, every rhythm of that factory. He trained the new workers. He fixed problems nobody else could fix. His hands carry the memory of 19 years of honest labor. One Tuesday morning, he gets a letter. Not because he did anything wrong, not because he was lazy or careless, but because a robot can now do his job, faster, cheaper, without breaks, without insurance, without retirement. And that robot never calls in sick. That robot never asks for a raise. That robot never goes home tired. He is not fired. He is simply made optional. And this is happening. Right now, in Kunshan, in Shenzhen, in Detroit, in Chennai, in cities you've never heard of, in factories your clothes were made in. The workers didn't lose to a better worker. They lost to something that doesn't need to eat. Now, before we judge the companies, let's understand why they are doing this. Because it's not just greed, it's economics, and it's survival. Reason 1. Cost. A robot costs roughly $25,000 to $100,000 to install. A human worker in a developed country costs $40,000 to $60,000 per year. The robot pays itself back in 2 years, then works for 10 more, for almost free. Reason 2. Precision. In semiconductor factories, a human hand has microtremors. Robots don't. In chip manufacturing, the margin for error is measured in nanometers. Humans physically cannot be precise enough anymore. Reason 3. Competition. If your competitor automates and you don't, they produce faster, cheaper, and undercut your prices. You either automate or you die. It's not a choice anymore. It's a war. Reason 4. The pandemic taught them a lesson. COVID-19 shut down factories overnight because humans got sick. Machines don't get pandemics. After 2020, every major manufacturer asked the same question. How do we make sure this never happens again? The answer was obvious. So companies aren't evil for doing this. They are rational. And that's what makes it truly terrifying. Because there's no villain to blame. The system itself is the problem. Here's something important to remember. We have been here before. In 1780, 90% of humans worked in agriculture. Then the Industrial Revolution came. Machines replaced farm labor, people panicked, riots broke out. The Luddites smashed machines in protest. But what happened? New industries were born. New jobs appeared that nobody had imagined. Factory workers, engineers, railroad builders. In 1900, 40% of Americans worked in farming. Today, less than 2%. And yet, more Americans are employed than ever before. So history says, relax, new jobs always appear. But here's where this time is dangerously different. Every previous revolution replaced physical labor. Machines took over our muscles, but our minds remained the advantage. Humans could think, create, decide, communicate. This revolution is replacing our minds. AI is writing code, designing products, making decisions, diagnosing diseases, filing legal documents, creating art. When machines take your muscles, you move to mind work. But when machines take your mind, where do you move? That is the question no economist has a clean answer to. And that silence should concern all of us. Jobs that are already going, assembly line workers, quality control inspectors, warehouse pickers and packers, data entry operators, basic customer service agents, truck and delivery drivers, soon, toll booth operators, bank tellers, jobs that are growing because of automation, robotics technicians, AI trainers and prompt engineers, cybersecurity specialists, machine, maintenance engineers, human-centered designers, mental health professionals, ethics and AI governance experts. But here's the brutal truth nobody says out loud, the 43-year-old factory worker who lost his job. He cannot just become a robotics technician overnight. Retraining takes years, money, access, youth, energy. China has invested $15 billion in retraining programs. $15 billion sounds huge until you realize 30 million people lost their jobs. That's $500 per displaced worker. To rebuild an entire career, the math doesn't work, and the people who design these systems know it. Now I want to ask you something deeper. For thousands of years, work gave humans identity, not just money. What do you do? It's one of the first questions humans ask each other when they meet. Because work tells us who we are. It gives us structure, purpose, community, dignity. A factory worker doesn't just make products, he makes meaning out of his day. He comes home tired, but satisfied. He knows he contributed. He built something real. When we remove that, what fills the space? The ghost factory doesn't just steal a job, It steals the answer to, why do I matter? And no government policy, no retraining program, no universal basic income check has ever successfully replaced that feeling. This is not an economics problem anymore. This is a humanity problem. The real question is not, will robots take my job? The real question is, what kind of world are we building when human labor becomes a luxury option? Because if only the rich can afford human-made things, and only the elite can afford to work meaningful jobs, then we haven't built a more efficient world. We've built a more divided one. And that division, no robot can fix. Thank you for watching.